Greetings and welcome to this debut episode of Warrior Goddess in Training. Become the woman you're meant to be. This is a new video series based upon the book Warrior Goddess Training. Become the woman you are meant to be, a book by Heather Ash Amara. And so this video series is going to focus on the lessons from Warrior Goddess Training. And this debut episode is brought to you by Folgers Coffee. Instant and adequately heated. All right. So this video series is dedicated to all the women on this beautiful, beautiful planet. May we reclaim the fierce love of the warrior and embody the wisdom of the goddess to bring balance and harmony to the earth. There came a time when the risk to remain light in the bud was more painful than the risk it took to blossom. And this video series will be covering such topics as commitments, aligning with life, purifying your vessel, ground your being and free your past, energize your sexuality and creativity, claim your strength and ignite your will, open your heart, speak your truth, embody your wisdom, choose your path. And in Warrior Goddess Training, and this is from the foreword by Don Miguel Ruiz, who is the author of the Four Agreements. And Don Miguel Ruiz writes in the foreword to this book, which this video series is based on, Warrior Goddess Training. In Warrior Goddess Training, Heather Ash Amara shares her experience as a teacher, friend, and guide, helping a new generation of women enter their own journey of inner transformation. This book, and thus this video series, combines the wisdom of many traditions into one beautiful path. Consistent throughout these teachings is the understanding that an idea means nothing without a corresponding step toward action. Essentially, let me just interject there. This wouldn't be a very worthwhile video series if it didn't have any input or context from the presenter of the video series in regards to this book in Warrior Goddess Training. So this is where this person, Don Miguel Ruiz, says, they say, corresponding step towards action. That understanding throughout these teachings is the understanding that an idea means nothing without a corresponding step toward action. Therefore, this book, and thus this video series, is full of exercises that are designed to put you in touch with your divine self. As you will soon see, the path of the warrior goddess was forged in love. Heather Ash Amara came into my life over 20 years ago as a college student who had so many questions about everything, so many that she took on many teachers in many traditions, and including myself, Don Miguel Ruiz, and began her trek toward understanding. At first, she wanted to understand everything that existed outside of herself, but all of her teachers pointed inward. So when her resistance to this direction ended, her trek to outward understanding turned into a journey of self-understanding, and the pages that follow, and thus the video series episodes that follow, are the result of that journey. The path of the warrior goddess is described in 10 lessons. The first 3 lessons will help you center yourself and assess where you are. The next 6 lessons will guide you through a path of personal transformation. And the final lesson invites you to live your truth as a warrior goddess in your everyday life. And I am incredibly happy to see that the young girl who walked into my class over 20 years ago has not only become a radiant woman, a teacher, an author, and a warrior goddess, but most importantly, she has become an expression of unconditional love. With this great work of art, let the words and teachings of this artist guide you to your own divine self and the blossoming of unconditional love in your heart. This is the journey of love, that is the warrior goddess path. In the Toltec tradition, the last step before an apprentice becomes a master is when the student lets go of the teacher as a crutch for support and learns to walk with the strength of her own will. The traces of her teacher's lessons may remain with subsequent steps, but what shines through is the wisdom of her own experience. Heather Ash Amara was once my apprentice, and now she is my peer. Thank you, Heather Ash Amara, for birthing this wonderful book. And thus this wonderful video series. Although this is just the debut episode, you're in luck, dear esteemed viewer, to catch this debut episode. And I just read the foreword to this book, Warrior Goddess Training, from Don Miguel Ruiz. And I wanted to back up just a little bit and mention that this book is full of exercises. Okay, so now he says, this book combines the wisdom of many traditions into one beautiful path. Namaste, namaskaram. Consistent throughout these teachings is the understanding that an idea means nothing without a corresponding step towards action. Now, what that means, dear esteemed viewer, I want to inject this because this is vitally important. And this is exactly where we're at in this space-time juncture, as communicated from the Council of Light. We can watch YouTube videos all day long. You can, maybe read books or whatever, but if you are not bringing heaven to earth in your own soul path, your own soul walk, if you're not out there engaged in some manner, and sometimes all it takes is just to maintain a high vibration. But however you test yourself to maintain that high vibration, to hold the light frequencies that are coming in, do so. If there's any aspect of your existence that is impacting your ability to hold higher vibrations, address it. Don't be afraid of it, but address it head on, assimilate it, and continue to rise in your path as a metahuman, as a warrior goddess. That is what a metahuman is a warrior goddess. So in my book that's going to be released, in fact, I have to have the manuscript turned in by the 27th. So that's three days from now, roughly three and a half days. It's called Academy of the Ascendants, and synchronicity is such a great thing. Synchronicity is such a wonderful thing. In the sense that as I was reading this forward, it was, and this wasn't an opportunity to try to plug my book that's going to be released, Academy of the Ascendants, but the format or the structure of the book, I didn't realize it that I was consciously. I didn't realize that I had crafted or structured the book in this manner. But when I read this part from Don Miguel Ruiz, where he says, the path of the warrior goddess is described in 10 lessons. The first 3 lessons will help you center yourself and assess where you are. The light bulb went off in my head, because what I did consciously do was structure the Academy of the Ascendants book, which will be released on the 31st of May, end of this month. Was 7 chapters that roughly corresponded with the energy vortices, the chakra, the energy wheel system of our light body, and I had essentially our root chakra, the Muladhara, as chapter 1, and that was the basis, and that is essentially that's your energies that's associated with survival, and then it went from there as the chapters progressed. It conterminous with the energy wheels, the chakras, the vortices, the gates, energy gates, portals, if you will. And so, yeah, but anyway, it's similar to this. The first three lessons help you center yourself and assess where you are, because that was the forward to the book. We have many more exciting chapters or video installments ahead that will feature warrior goddess training. But I'll end this video episode with this caveat that it is vitally important when we're bringing heaven to earth that we are doing so from a stable foundation. And so, you kind of spend time with, whatever's taking place in your reality to ensure that your foundation, your survival is solid. And there really shouldn't be much energy invested in that. It doesn't take much to maintain your bodies in a healthy manner. And in fact, really, it's really just a matter of prioritizing and, moreover, shifting of attentions, because there's too much attention placed on the physical vehicle. The physical vehicle, the genetic vehicle, is just a container for the soul, which is the connection between earth and heaven, because ultimately the soul is meant to connect to spirit. And when you have your Kundalini awakening and it sets off all of your light body, activates your light body, your crown chakra to the galactic chakra, and thus you're connected to intelligent infinity, and thus your fractals of source awareness has been activated. You have then brought heaven to earth, but it requires maintenance. And your earthly vessel, which is housed by your ego, but you've brought heaven to earth, and thusly you've divinized your ego, meaning you've brought divine energies and awareness to your earthly ego. So it doesn't serve at that point. It's transcended the digital matrix, the physical matrix. You've moved beyond obsession with physical things, getting fancy clothes and fancy foods. All that's just a distraction, right? That distracts you from the true inner warrior goddess, and thus your metahuman status. So hit the subscribe button. Stay tuned for further information dissemination broadcasts from the Umbanda New Earth Ashram for compassion, strength, and warrior goddess training. Namaste. Namaskaram.